service of delivery of service for the state. Since they wanted a 2% cap, she's preparing her budget to deliver on that 2% cap. Her projection is on April 15th, the money available for non-mandated services will be exhausted. All the non-mandated services that day will end. And when somebody calls and they want a non-mandated service, she's going to hand them or tell them the telephone number for the governor, Shelley Silver, Dean Skelos, and the local representatives from the state. That too has significant implications with regard to those who depend upon the non-mandated services every day. Chautauqua County, which is everyone in this room who drives on a road or eats at a restaurant. But I digress. Those are two ideas. I would like to enter into a discussion with all of you about the potential for Chautauqua County to take up a similar approach. Is it the one where at the end we elect not to fund non-mandated services anymore beyond their self-imposed 2% cap? Maybe. I'm going to discuss that with you. Is it the other where the services that are non-mandated that we don't have to deliver, obviously all want to, do those end at some point in time in 2012 so we can meet this 2% tax cap? It's worthy of discussion. I'm willing to do that. I'm going to propose a third and maybe an additional option. It's my proposition that we join together and we stop paying $600,000 beginning January 1st every Tuesday that goes to Albany just to pay our portion of Medicaid. That we cease further payments with regard to this single mandated service unless our state elected officials follow my call and the supermajority of you who called for this, and I believe a supermajority of the taxpayers in Chautauqua County. We should not be held hostage on our ability to have a sales tax rate that matches our need to deliver non-mandated services that is correspondingly driving up our property tax rates by an additional 12% next year. We collectively asked for a sales tax rate of 8%. We were rebuffed, denied, it wasn't even carried to Albany. It's finally reached a point in time when we have to stand up and say, we're not going to follow this line of insanity anymore. That we're going to send a message and we're going to ask other counties to join us. Because trust me, it costs the state $1 billion a week to run the Medicaid program in New York State. Actually, it's more than that, but it's a nice round number. And if counties across New York State finally say enough, we know what we're doing. We know what our taxpayers need. If you want to have the most richest, wide, deep Medicaid program in the state or the United States of America, great. There's lots of people dependent on it. You pay for it. And we have the ability to control decisions with regard to our local sales tax. We shouldn't be held hostage and have to go on bended knee asking for permission, please. May I have a sales tax rate that we used to have in 2005 and 2006. My obligation was to deliver under the terms of the financial management policy a fiscally based, balanced budget. I did. It stinks. Last thing I want to do is start cutting the services that mean the most to people. Last thing I want to do is raise property taxes. Last thing I want to do is spend the balance of our fund balance just to try to hold pat. But I do not want to be here next year looking at you folks and telling you, oh, by the way, I told you 18 months ago that we were going to have over a $9 million deficit. And oh, by the way, we can't plow our roads past 10 o'clock anymore. We can't have a veteran service agency. We have to end our services to our seniors. We have to end the services, further cut the services in our sheriff's department. I don't want to be there. I will if that's where the state forces us. I will if that's the only decision that we have, because once again, my obligation as the county executive for Chautauqua County is to deliver a budget abiding by the rules of the state. I think it's high time we called the question. If the chamber's serious, and I know you are, if all 1,200 members of the chamber are serious, and you want to stand beside me, and those here in the legislature that want to join in this commitment to change the direction of this state, change the direction that's being forced upon us in the county, I welcome your support. If the taxpayers that are here in the room, taxpayers that hear the media reports of this presentation, if you want to end this insanity, if you want to have a future here in Chautauqua County, if you want to finally force those who go to Albany and make these decisions from all over New York State to actually recognize the implications here on Chautauqua County, I'd ask you to join me in this. It is not pretty, but it's my belief that it's essential that we take this stand and we move forward in this approach, in this method. My hope would be that we would commit to this course, that we'd be serious about it, that 60 other counties would join us in this approach. And that between now and January 1st, when our state elected officials are in Albany doing their work, and they would do the things that are absolutely, completely, totally within their control. That's to relieve this burden from the backs of the people and businesses of Chautauqua County. Allow us to do what we know we need to do and want to do for the people and businesses of Chautauqua County. I'm asking you to consider joining me in this approach. Thank you very much for giving me such significant amount of time of your time this evening. Thank you.